Hello out there, everybody. Welcome to our digital version, I'll say, for the 2021 Memphis Medical Society President's Gala. I'm joined tonight by our 2020 President, Dr. Danielle Hassel, and our 2021 President, Dr. Andrew Watson. Thanks, y'all, for being with me tonight. I'm excited to bring a little bit of a new, unique format. I know everybody's used to Zoom by now and possibly even a little tired of it, but I do like this format in the sense that it's going to allow the three of us to have a little bit more of a conversation rather than a lecture style that we do each year at Gala. And I'm sure both of you appreciate not having to prepare a speech for the event. So you're welcome for that. And so we're going to set this up a little bit interview style, ask you guys a few questions, and hopefully inform our membership of what 2021 is going to look like, and even look back at 2020 about all the great things that we did in that year. So Dr. Hassel, I'm going to kick it over to you first. Every year, a year to be Memphis Medical Society president is a special year, no matter what year it is. But I think 2020 might have taken the cake. You might have won the award for most unique presidential year in the history of the organization. But we still had some things to celebrate. So tell us a little bit about what you're most proud of in 2020 from Memphis Medical Society.
Well, you're right, Clint. 2020 was certainly not what we could have ever imagined it would be. Starting off in January, we presented a list of goals for the year. And I must say that obviously when COVID came into the picture, it shook everything up, and we had to reprioritize. And I think, as a community, as healthcare providers, as the medical society staff, really transformed and stepped up to the plate, and switch those goals to meet what we needed to meet at the time. So whether that was from providing the PPE to our membership, or providing educational Zoom meetings, whatever the need was, the Memphis Medical Society was there, really diligently working behind the scenes. The staff challenged with having to work from home and still make things happen. And I'm so proud of that. Despite everything, our Thrive program, was launched and was available to provide a service to our physician members. And, I can't say enough about how the group, the organization, the staff was able to come together and meet the needs of 2020.
Well, you played a big part of that, and maybe the toughest thing you did all year was figuring out a way to get 15 to 20 doctors on a Zoom call together to conduct business for an organization.
Yes, that was fun.
Well, we figured it out like we figured out a lot of things, and we had a lot more difficult things to figure out than how to get on Zoom, luckily, and now we're all basically all pros at it, it feels like. So Dr. Watson, you get the challenging task of having to follow that act, follow a year like 2020. Can you talk about what kind of plans you have for this year?
This is really a culmination of continuing to modernize the society and move it further down the road, and try to adopt a lot of technology advances and things that we can do to help bring it along further. For the first time, we've got now a strategic plan in place that we're moving forward with. That strategic plan is a relatively bold process that we've instituted. We'd like to increase our membership to 1,100 members overall. This will give us the benefit of having more representation at the TMA level, which would certainly be welcomed. In addition, we'd like to have a very inclusive medical community. They're advocates for all of our physicians, their practices, and the patients in general. And then finally, we'd like to utilize the talents of the members in their specialty areas to help improve the health of our community overall. It's a relatively pretty heavy lift to look at this, but I think we can accomplish a great many of these things through the course of this next year.
Well, and I'm personally excited about it from a staffing standpoint to have, that kind of guiding document in front of us, and staff are going to add a lot more detail to that and share it with the membership throughout the year. And I think both of you have put a lot of input into developing this strategic plan. And I'm glad we have the right leaders in place to keep moving this organization forward. Dr. Hassel, I'm going to come back to you and let us look back at 2020 one more time. So of all those things you talked about earlier, or maybe something you haven't talked about yet, what are you most proud of about 2020?
Right. So you're right. There still was a good number of things to mention. But I had to choose the thing that is most personal to me. It was a huge deal for me to be able to not only announce being the president of the Memphis Medical Society, but also being the first Black female president. And so with us as an organization, jumping on board to address some of the racial and healthcare disparities. When our board first met to talk about one of the activities that was held at the Health Science Center, overwhelmingly the board said, yes, we need to support this. And so that made me so proud of the people that we work with, and what our beliefs, what the organization stands for. And so just being a part of that, and then establishing the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee to actually be able to continue the efforts of diversifying and including members of all types. And so I feel that that's an effort that will continue well beyond 2020.
Well, that UT event that you mentioned was the White Coats for Black Lives event that was had, which seems like 20 years ago now. But, what I'm really proud of, in addition to what you said, is, it was really easy for us to have a board meeting and sign off on an event like that. But now we're kind of putting our money where our mouths are and trying to operationalize diversity and inclusion in the organization. And that's goes to the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee that you talked about with Dr. Washington. So I'm proud of that as well, and can't wait to see how we can build on that for next year. Switching gears a little bit, Dr. Watson, you and I have a lot of private conversations. I have lots of private conversations with any Memphis Medical Society president. Dr. Hassel's probably glad for that extra 30 minutes on her Friday afternoon calendar now that she's moved on. But you and I talk about engaging early career physicians, Dr. Watson, whether it's students, residents, or those who are early in their first couple of years of practice. What do you want to say to those physicians who are early in their career about getting involved with the society?
I've always said from the beginning, we occasionally miss the boat on representing the medical students and the residents and the young physicians in their career initially. I think that's something we really need to take advantage of and utilize those individuals as best as we can. We've seen the calls from them for sort of modernizing medicine. Medicine is a continually changing and evolving practice, and it's very important for us to change and evolve with these young people in mind. I don't know that we always understand, the next generation that's coming forward in terms of how far advanced they've advanced with some of the newer technologies. And that's where I think it's going to be important for us to move in that direction so we can continually engage them on a platform and on a level that they would feel most comfortable with. And it's going to be important for them to help guide us in that fashion, because we don't always know the best methods to do these things. So I would ask that, if somebody's interested in being a part of the process, we're always open to new ideas and moving forward. We continue to engage the young people as much as possible. And with the TMA, we continue to also employ that movement as well. If you're listening to this and you're not a member and want to become a member, you can always go to mdmemphis.org and get in touch with us or sign up. If you have any further questions about any of this, I'm sure the office staff and or any of us would be willing to talk with any potential new member at any point in time.
That's well said. And, your last comment there is the reason that, 1,100 dues paying members is at the top of the list. It's not about achieving a number or generating revenue off that membership. It's about assembling that number of physicians together in a way that achieves those other two parts of the strategic plan and allows us to mobilize at the state level with TMA. The more the louder instead of the more the merrier in that situation. So thanks for those words on that. Look, we like to keep things short and sweet around here, but I want to give some opportunity after the good insight y'all have given so far. Is there any parting words from either one of you before we wrap the interview up?
What I like to say, again, congratulations to Andrew as he starts out his presidency. I'm very honored to have served during the challenging year of 2020. But the organization I know will continue to evolve, continue to modernize. And I can't say how much I'm pleased with the direction that the organization is heading, and just wish the best for Andrew and the new board. And I look forward to continuing to be part of the organization as well. And, let's just stay positive for 2021.
I would echo a similar thought from Danielle that she really was a stalwart in the immensely changing times for the past year. I hope we can continue that good work that she started. I hope that the organization in general continues to grow, and we'd like to continue representing, the physicians through the community, and hopefully we'll achieve some good things for the coming year.
Well, thanks for that great insight and comments from each of y'all. As part of the rest of this digital package, you all are going to hear from various partners and hear us recognize some physician groups throughout 2021. We'll have various files and presentations to share with you. Again, not in the same spirit as we normally do at our live event, but hopefully we can share some valuable information with you. And if you're a planner like I try to be, Saturday, January 22nd, 2022, you better get ready because I don't think you'll ever see a group of doctors party like they're going to at the 2022 gala. So we better put our bootstraps on, as they say. Last thing I just want to close out with is if you're watching this video, if you're watching this interview, if you took the time to listen to the three of us talk to each other a little bit, you're invested in our mission in some sort of way. And I really appreciate that. I know Dr. Watson, Dr. Hassel, and our entire board of directors really appreciate you. So thanks for watching. Thanks for being invested in our mission, and stay tuned for the more things that we can bring to you this year. Thanks.